Introduce a gentleman who has taken right of free speech and made a wonderful career out of it. Tonight he will use his unusual talent to give voice to some of the most enduring words ever written. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rich Little.
The year is 1787. The place, the State House, Chestnut Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. As I see it now, speaking person to person, George Washington was the key to success at the Constitutional Convention. While others urged caution, he said, "If to please the people we offer what we ourselves disapprove, how can we afterwards defend our work? Let us raise a standard to which the wise and honest can repair."
Never has so much been owed by so many to so few. I said these words nearly 150 years after that fateful convention in Philadelphia, but it could have applied equally as well to the heroes of that hot summer of '87, Washington, Madison, Hamilton, and Ben Franklin. Great men doing great deeds for what they did for their country. It could be said, this was their finest hour. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And that was something to think about back then, too. Would large states be willing to relinquish power for a greater cause? Would small states enter into an agreement that threatened their representation because of their size? But they all knew in that secret place where truth abides that there was a greater good to come out of taking the greater risk. And so they stayed on to discuss and compromise, and were soon able to say with pride, "I am an American." An American, you say? Well, I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yankee Doodle, do or die. You can't get any more American than that. And most of the guys who were meeting in Philly knew what it meant to fight for their country, even before it was a country. My hat is off to you, gentlemen. Never fear. Your fellow Americans will never forget you.
My fellow Americans, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. I could have said these words when our country was just 13 states. Then the fear was in setting up a nation. The fear of giving power to the people and justice to all citizens. But they rose to the occasion, and because of their courage, September 17, 1787 is a day that will live not in infamy, but in glory.
Glory. Well, what price glory and what price justice? When I played Mr. Lincoln, I learned a lot about that war that was anything but civil. Many died on both sides, but at least we resolved that those dead shall not have died in vain. And this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom. And something about this government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
As some men see things as they are and say, why? Others see things that could be and say, why not? A vision is not an exclusive property of any age or any group. Among the 55 delegates in Philadelphia 2 centuries ago were men in their 20s and in their 80s. And together, they had the collective wisdom of the centuries. And when they saw what could be, they chose to say, why not?
That one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. It is a dream that began over 200 years ago and is still taking shape years after my death. I have a dream.
As the wish was then on the night of September 17, 1787, so the wish is tonight. For the fate of our country, America, we say good night and good luck.